Hello everybody, Bean Commander here, and welcome back to MOW 2. So, in the last video, the Americans and the Russians fought for control of this town. And if you watch the video, the Americans won. Not by a whole lot, but the Americans did win. They booted the Salami Pirates out of the town, and now the Americans hold the town. As you can see, we have some Abrahams. We got large numbers of infantry down there. We got more Abrahams. A few gun positions are down there. We even got a little striker down here. We got lots of stuff. So the Americans now hold the town, which is good for them. Good for the Americans. They did a good job. They fought well. They fought bravely, and they beat the Russians. But the Russians were not too happy about that. So right now we're in the night, oh fuck, I'm sorry, I got bad camera angles. I'm trying to find the moon, because there's a moon, so it is nighttime, and it's raining, it's foggy, so the weather's not the greatest. The Russians have prepared a very large force, well, large compared to what they had last time, to assault the town. So as you can see, we have a few tanks. These are T-90s, but these are more advanced versions. They've got a lot more armor plating, and they're just more advanced. They pack a bigger punch, I think. I don't know. I don't know if they seem more effective than the original T-90s. And then we've got some squads of infantry on the ground, once again ranging. But we've got they're higher tier. We also have a bunch of these armored trucks that are carrying around 20 to 26 men each. So we got a few of those. So we probably have 200 to 300 Russians that are going to be assaulting this city. And the Russians weren't the only ones that were pissed off about losing the town. We also have a group of ISIS members, or a band of ISIS terrorists. So we have probably around 70 to 80 ISIS infantry and seven pickup trucks with, what do they have in them? Browning M2HBs. So just seven pickup trucks with machine guns in them. The ISIS infantry is ranging. We got some rockets, some heavy machine gunners, and infantry. No suicide bombers, surprisingly, but yeah. So we got the Americans holding the town, and we have Russians attacking from one side and ISIS attacking from the other. Now, the ISIS and the Americans, however, not ISIS and the Russians, I mean. ISIS and the Russians are not allied. So, depending on how the fight with the Americans go, if the ISIS survive assaulting their front, then the Russians and the ISIS will fight if the Russians survive assaulting their front. So anyways, enough of the introductions. Let's start the battle. So we're going to start this. The frames might drop a little bit. Yeah. So that's the Americans fighting the civilians that were still left in the town. I don't know why they fight them. But anyways, so the frames are going to drop for the first little bit of this battle because there's a lot more in it. So here we have the ISIS trucks. They're like charging right in there. The tanks, I don't know what the tanks are doing. Moving back. Oh my, I don't know what that is, but the trucks, whenever they hit something, okay, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with the ISIS, but now, let's go look at the Russian front. So the Americans haven't realized that the Russians are right here. The Russians haven't started loading off the troop carriers yet, but that's about to happen, because the AI can only go so long without cluing in, and they just clued in. So now the Russians will start pouring out of their transports. Oh god, we have some frame drops. That's probably because of all the Russians pouring out of the transports. There's a lot more Russians this time, guys. A lot more Russians. I apologize for this frame drop, but as the battle rages, it will slowly increase as troops die. Oh god, this is bad. These frames are terrible. Such an epic scale battle. I love it. So So the Americans are fighting bravely, trying to hold them off. They got some machine gun positions here. They got a tow launcher right there to try and go against the tanks. I haven't seen the tow launcher fire yet. The Abrahams are fighting off bravely. Oh, the tow launcher is fired. I think they just totaled one of the T-90s. The other T-90, however, is up and running. I think this M1 is down. This M1 is still fighting. The tow launcher has been knocked out of action. Now, there was a striker here somewhere, so we got an M1 here. Now, there's a striker somewhere. Where's the striker? There's the striker. So the striker is like a tank destroyer. As you can see, it has a massive gun on it, and we'll see how well it operates. You see it fire its cannon. See, when I tested this battle before, there was less Americans, and the Russians basically steamrolled the Americans. Like, badly. So, the Americans are definitely being kept busy by the Russians. It seems like the Americans on the ISIS front are falling back to try and support the defense of the Russian assault. We have more ISIS members just taking a jolly stroll up to the front lines. If you go back some more, we have a few random stragglers, as always. Now, take a quick observation. So, all the action's happening over here on the Russian front. Wow, it's getting quite intense over here, guys. The question is, will the Russians be able to take the town? When I tested this battle and when there was less Americans, they were able to. But I'm not quite entirely sure how well they're going to fare this time. So let's take control of the Russians, because this tank needs to get up into combat. He can't just be sitting here, so let's take control of him. Oh god, yeah, we're getting some hardcore frame drops. So we just drive him onto the road, he should handle the rest. Yep, he will. He'll drive up. Closer within cannon range. Oh, pierce, yeah. Don't know how many Russians we have left. The Russians have taken a lot heavier tolls. The Americans still have quite a lot of infantry defending the town. The ISIS have quite a lot of infantry assaulting the town from the west. The Russians still have quite a decent number of infantry, and they have one operational T-90. The Americans, however, have the strikers down, but they, oh god, I don't know what that Abraham over there is doing, but that one is probably knocked out of action now. But they still have 3 operational M1s. The Russians, on the other hand, are not doing too well this time. I think they might not be able to take the town. Although, the Americans are doing something really bad right now. They're focusing their fire on the Russians, which is understandable because there's a lot of fucking Russians. But they've almost completely abandoned their defenses against the ISIS members. And they got some infantry here, and I don't know, there used to be a tow launcher here, but that clearly got knocked out of action. Got a lot of American deaths. Oh, they started. One infantry that's left here started to engage the ISIS. But I don't know how well they're going to do, considering the Americans are heavily outnumbered on this front. The Russians are not doing too well. They've come to sort of a standstill, actually. Where's this tank? So we got a tank here. Oh, we have a T-90 up here. So this tank is out of action. This is the T-90 that's left. I think that Abraham is still functional. Until they knock out those tanks, I don't know how they're going to be able to advance. The tanks are holding a critical choke point. It is the only entrance into the town that you can get through with tanks. Infantry can get through into the town through a back alley over here. But this critical choke point is the only way that vehicles can enter the town. So unless they disable both these Abrahams, they're going to have a very hard time getting in the town. And just as I said that, the T-90 knocked this Abraham out of action, but there's still another one. I think that's, yeah, that's the only remaining tank left. And judging by the colors of the minimap, the Americans have completely lost control of the western flank. As you can see, the ISIS are moving in without any trouble. As these American, what is it? What are you? You're a rifleman. What the fuck are you doing? Wow. Okay, we've got two gun crews here, and I don't know what exactly they're doing. Has this mortar actually fired? I don't think it has. So I don't know what the gun crews are doing. They're just kind of chilling. They like rotate the gun. Turn the gun. Engage the ISIS. Right. Turn the gun. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but these ISIS are getting in pretty much. Yeah, the ISIS are in. The Russians. Oh wait, no, that's not the Russians. The Russians. Where are the Russians? The Russians are running really low on infantry now. They've almost completely lost all of their forces. That tank is still up, and the Americans still have tons of infantry, as you can see by the glowing blue indicators. I don't know how the Russians are gonna get through here. I don't think they are, actually. No, I think the Russians aren't gonna be able to push the lines. There's just too many Americans left, and that tank still hasn't been knocked out of action. This tank needs to be repaired. The turret's damaged. Yeah, this tank needs to be repaired. Okay, you need to repair that tank, or otherwise you're fucked. Yeah, so I don't know what the Russians are gonna do now. The ISIS, on the other hand, I don't know, maybe the ISIS will save the Russian advance, because they're just going to end up flanking, although they seem to hold their advance. They don't seem to want to go any farther, because their waypoint is back here, so as far as they're concerned, they've taken the town. You know what, let's get them into the battle a little bit more. Let's get some guys behind that police car. Let's grab these guys. Get them. Oh! Wow, we had an explosion. Okay, so we got. So the ISIS are actually doing better than the Russians at this point, which is really saying something. It's really surprising. And then the Americans are holding off the Russians very well. The Russians' advance has come to pretty much a complete and utter dead halt. The T-90 has been knocked out of action. It is done. The only thing left is a few stragglers. Oh, and a flamer! Yeah, the Russians, they're pretty much done. As much as I would have liked to see the Russians retake the town like they did when I tested this battle, I don't think that's going to be the case today. I don't know, let's try and move up the stragglers and see if we can't. Actually, let's try and regroup. We're going to regroup the Russians back here. So we're going to try and pull back what forces we can. Try and regroup them. If we can, maybe we can figure something out. So we're just going to select all the Russians that are still alive. We're going to take them back. Because their assault has died. It is dead. It is confirmed to be dead. There is nothing left of it. The Americans are simply too strong on the Russian front. But the ISIS, on the other hand, they still might stand a chance, although this big group of Americans is about to tear into them like butter. I don't know, will the ISIS be able to hold off this group of Americans? I think I overcompensated when I added more Americans. Okay, so the Russians are all regrouped. We don't have a huge group of Russians, but we got something. Get the fuck back over here. So we got these Russians. So you guys are gonna go right here. Gonna wait for other orders. Along with the remainder of the Russians are also gonna go over here. We're gonna try and do this stealthily. We're gonna see what we can do if we advance through the alleyway here, try and come in to the back. Maybe we'll do something. Or maybe we'll get mowed down by the M1 as soon as we get in range. The ISIS have pretty much been wiped out. The Russians are pretty much wiped out, but we're going to give them one last shot, see if we can't pull a victory out of our ass, which we won't, but we'll see how close we can get. I can't see, I don't even know if we have any anti-tank capacity at this point. I don't know, let's select this group of guys. We do actually have some anti-tank capacity, to an extent. The question is, where's the tank? Tank is where? Okay, so the tank's done. So this is how the last tank died. It rolled itself. I don't know how. I don't know what the fuck. But this is how the last tank died. It rolled itself, and that's it. Probably a couple $1 million tank. Just nope. I rolled myself. Sorry. I hit a terrorist vehicle too hard, and I just died. Okay, so let's move up the infantry. The infantry. What can we not move them up against this wall? Okay, so we're just gonna move you guys there. Why are you going that way? There's an alleyway right there. Oh shit, we got an engineer. Oh, he's done. Damn it, he just took his Remington 870 and opened up on us. Okay, so this is one of those buildings that the infantry can just walk through. Oh, we got Americans. Okay, move up, guys. Take cover. This is gonna be the final fight. This is the last chance. Take out as many of these bastards as you can. They're not terrorists. This is what's called terrorists. But oh, we got a flamer left still. Oh, that did some damage. Okay. Oh, but it is not a good idea to come back there. Oh, what is going on? They've been routed. What are you guys doing? Get back up there. What are you doing? Guys, you can take them. Come on. I believe in you guys. Kill. Kill. Kill, kill, kill. They're right there. What are you doing?
Get ready for a fight.
I don't think they can fire because the Russians are in the building and they're not. Oh, they're in the building. Oh, I don't know what's going on right now. What the fuck is this? All I know is the Russians are pretty much screwed because there's a lot of Americans here now. Go, 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 go! Yeah, and that's gonna be the end of the Russians, I think. Oh my! Oh, but they ain't going down without a fight. Damn. Well, I think we still got a little bit of forces over here. Where? Two guys. I don't know how well this is gonna work out. I don't think it's gonna work out at all. But every Russian has a shot, so we're just gonna send them in there and see what they can do. They're just gonna die. But they fought heroically, that's for sure. There isn't a whole lot of Americans left, and they managed to knock out all the vehicles. Some of which were knocked out by the American stupidity. Oh, look at this. This tow launcher's still up. I bet you anything that a lot of the tanks were taken out by that. Oh, that must have been. The tow launcher must have totally taken out that tank. Oh, look at you. I'm going to control you just because you're like the last guy. No. Pull out a grenade. Okay, guy. You got this. Take out that gun. come on. Oh, this is fucking sketchy shit. Let's throw a grenade.
Keep moving!
Oh, and he got ended from above. Well, that is the end of the Russian assault. They fought heroically, but it was not enough to retake the town. That is surprising considering how many Russians we brought to the field today. Enough to almost lag out my game to rock bottom. So let's take a look. The Russian advance did not, well, it went over okay, but it kind of stopped once it got to the American defensive line. I don't actually know what the striker did in this situation, but as you can see, the Russians fought pretty heroically if you look at all the bodies on the ground. That is a lot of bodies. And all these tanks are knocked out. And basically there's just bodies everywhere. If you look at this, so the yellow would be the Russians. So yeah, they basically all died during the advance. I think what happened here was they unloaded out of the transports too late. So while they were all grouped up getting off the transports, they basically were fed to the machine guns. Oh, we still got some ISIS members out there. Most of the American deaths happened here and here. Actually, mostly here. Just tons of dead Americans there. Most of the, obviously this would be the ISIS deaths and some Americans. The ISIS deaths would have been here. There's still some left, but not enough to make a difference. This was a Russian versus American fight. We're not gonna fight the ISIS guys to the last man. We're not gonna worry about that. So anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this episode. So the town remains in American hands. The Russians will not be trying to retake this town again for a while, but we will possibly see a second attempt to retake the town in the future. In the next episode, there's going to be a new map. I'm going to start working on the new map. So we're going to see new battle types, and basically the Americans are going to start advancing on the Russian front. So we're going to see a lot of American assaults. We're going to see a higher variety of American equipment and vehicles, and a higher variety of Russian equipment and vehicles. I'm thinking of trying to throw some aircraft in here, but I think the AI for aircraft isn't the best, so that is only a possibility at this point. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed that battle, then please leave a like. If you would like to see more, then also destroy that like button. And if you enjoyed the video in general, then please go and destroy that like button as always. If you have anything you'd like to say, then leave a comment down in that comment section below, and I will be sure to go check it out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then be sure to do that, because I got plenty more awesome content on the way for you guys really soon. And as always, this is the Bean Commander. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see all you guys in the next video.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.